Competition. It's what drives us. It pushes us out of our little holes and hideaways, or forces some of us to turn and flee like scared little mice. The excitement of clog racing is still upon us, but today, well, we're in for a big treat when Possum and Jimmy go head-to-head in the great Dutch sport of Fierljeppen. Fierljeppen. Fierljeppen is when a person tries to get across one of the Netherlands' many canals using only a pole. The successful Fierljepper was able to do this without getting wet.
Nothing is through yet. Tim?
I'm good. Bring it up there. Oh no!
How do you expect to compete if you eat like that?
I've got all the 4 basic food groups represented here.
You need a banana.
Bread, cheese, meat, coffee.
Good luck tomorrow. This is how I train.
If you've seen the clog race after video, we all heard about Possum's plan to cheat with triple socks for next time, which is against clog rules. It's in the rule book. So I'm going to grease his pole tomorrow. When he goes up to cross the canal, he's going to whoop and hopefully splash right down in the middle as I'm successfully landing on the other side of the canal, dry.
Gotcha.
While Possum's wet. So don't tell him he's going to have a greased pole. It's not what it sounds like.
You said it's what now?
Well, so Richard gave us 2, because we're at a tiki house, so we have to do Fierljeppen with bamboo poles. And so Possum doesn't know it, but when you have a greased pole, and it's going to be bah, 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 all the way down the bamboo pole, so there's going to be chafing involved.
I've been prepared all my life.
Hmm?
Absolutely.
What have you been doing for the last couple hours?
Sleeping. But my father calls it exercising the gray cells. Do you know what gray cells are?
I'll look it up later. Google it.
Okay. Well, let's just say it's where the real work in your head gets done.
Yeah. Well, Possum may be sincere in those thoughts, but there are some who would suggest that he is of late more style than substance. What do you have to say to such critics who think that you're pandering to the Dutch?
I say my record speaks for itself, right? You can go back to solid records, and my record attempting pole vaulting height at 13 feet 9 inches is very well established. So I am not resting on affectations or any sort of proclivity to the Dutch. What I'm resting on is pure experience.
I keep hearing about 13:9. Corinthians 13:9 states, now our knowledge is partial and incomplete. And even the gift of prophecy reveals only part of the whole picture. Which pretty much says you're going down.
All y'all's crazy. None of us are actually sure when Colonel Jimmy turned into Matthew McConaughey, but we were all terrified when we witnessed it happen.
Every highlight reel I've ever seen, the first thing they ever said, I'd like to thank the Lord for the home run I hit, the slam dunk I done did.
So you're saying you'd like to thank the Lord prior to actually winning this competition?
Well, before my sex tape or drug scandal comes out, I mean,
Oh,
no one
good
thanks the Lord
point.
when that happens. Now, you guys have been friends for a long time.
Very long time.
I am the new guy.
You are?
So there's no hard feelings that I've already recruited Team Jimmy.
Says you.
Will you help me out here? Tell them why,
God
Team
was
Jimmy.
his
Well, I figured there was no one on your team.
Thank you.
so I figured, I would have let an old brother hang too, and
And he
he's
owes
the
me money.
champion, so I like underdog.
Oh, I see what he's saying. So he thought you needed a little bit more help. I can appreciate that. He's a good guy.
I was pole vaulting back in my earlier youth, which is the only time your youth can happen.
Once upon a time, you were much younger than you are now.
Yeah.
Forever young.
I don't need the help. Don't need the help. Thanks.
No coaching, please. No coaching.
And in an attempt to extend the laws of physics, I broke my pole vaulting pole. That's how much power is in this heart here. I'm not relying on these muscles. I'm not relying on this brain.
Are you worried about your pole remaining rigid tomorrow?
Well, that's never a problem, okay? But if I'm stronger than this Dutch bamboo, I can't help it.
Perhaps this competition is less about ability and technique and more about pandering, evasiveness, and duplicity.
I don't know. I do believe there's some doping going on around here.
Yeah, Tim, I heard the same. And I have some serious evidence. This is their urine.
Allegations of this kind are not unusual in the sport of Fierljeppen. Fire. It's not uncommon to have these kind of allegations. But in this case, we may have something stronger than just mere words.
Tim and Teo,
Yeah.
there's something afoot.
What's going on?
You're cheating.
You think? Well, it's gotta be a fair contest, man. We gotta go check this out. Let's go.
Wow.
I don't know. I'm following you guys.
Can't be letting people cheat me.
What is that?
There and there, bud. There and there.
Sounds like it's coming from the garage.
Whoa! So,
Cut it right here. It'll break.
hey, fellers, what you got going on in here?
You're not filming,
What
is
you guys
it?
doing?
Well, we were just getting ready for the Fierljeppen contest tomorrow. I'm here to talk about my sponsor. I wasn't doing anything illegal.
You know, it's sad, but we seem to have moved away from the spirit of competition that the Dutch masters intended for a sport like this one.
This trophy is going to be mine, and I'm brought to you, Team Jimmy, by Six Rivers Brewery. Drinking Netherlands beer. Sorry, I couldn't get it across the border. But we're here. We're going down. I would never cheat or do anything to hurt Possum in the making of any kind of sport or video.
Here's that grease you asked me to grab.